Welcome to Muslim Apologetics Australia. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and add my Facebook group called World Muslim Debate Academy. You can join that Facebook group and add the group, and we have a lot of information there regarding comparative religion. It's not a debate group, but it's more a private group where we share information so you can go out and debate whoever you wish to debate. It's basically just helping and educating those who want to have some debate skills. So, the other side point I want to make before we continue this video is I'm sure you've noticed I've started to do small, short documentaries with the help of AI production, and it's working pretty good. So I hope you're enjoying those videos. So the second video came out yesterday. Please watch it. It's in regards to the Quranic narrative regarding the crucifixion, comparing it with the biblical narrative. So I hope you enjoyed that. So again, please subscribe and share. So what's the topic today? Well, I saw a video and I did a response to that. So let's have a look.
I don't like abortions. I don't like
Let's have a look.
gay people. I don't like gay people. I don't like Muslims. I don't like abortions. I don't like anything liberal. But other than that, I just
What's really funny is if you went to the comments section of this video, you'll see all these simps, all these white guys, white collar guys, Trump supporters. They're like, oh, she's such a keeper. She hates liberalism. She hates gay people. She doesn't like abortion. Of course, as Muslims, we're against these things too. But she says she doesn't like Muslims. She doesn't like us. And all the white guys in the comments are like, yeah, man, she's a keeper. Where is she? That's exactly like the girl that we're looking for. Because remember, folks, girls like that, even the Westerners believe, the conservatives, that a girl like this is so hard to find. So hard. That they're so desperate now. If you read the comments, like, she's, where's that girl? I've been looking for that girl. She's a keeper. The comment section is filled. If you go to the comment section, I'll post the video link below this. It's filled. Oh, she's the best. She's the, they're trying to say, this is the woman that we want. This is what we want. And I did a response. I said, funny how all these Western men in the comment section are calling her a keeper, yet she's the same lady who thinks anything liberal is a disease. She's on a crusade against gay people and abortion while acting like her opinion is the only one that matters. But don't worry, she's traditional, right? Because she says, she likes traditionalism. Except when it comes to Muslims, she can't stand them. Funny how she claims to be traditional, but somehow those who actually live by traditional values, like Muslims, are beneath her. How does that even make sense? But hey, let's not get too deep into logic. Until she's taking you to court, draining your bank account, and using the kids like pawns in some twisted game of emotional chess, you'll be stuck drowning in whiskey, gaining weight from frozen pizza, and wondering how you ended up so miserable. And when everyone else starts calling her out for what she really is, you'll be packing your bags to the Philippines, hoping to find a real woman. But let's be honest, she'll probably have more baggage than a suitcase convention. Some keeper, hey? I wrote that comment in the comment section, and you had to see how they were so triggered. You Muslim, you're a rapist. If you had her, you'd rape her, blah, blah, blah. They're going crazy in the comments, right? calling me a rapist when these are the rapists who rape Palestinian women, who rape and steal someone else's land, the occupiers, the colonialist occupiers who raped all the indigenous populations and tried to breed them out. All the Catholic Church abuses. Over 200,000 children were raped just in France in the clergy abuse scandal. And these people want to talk about Muslims are rapists. Get out of here. And it's true, guys. Let's face it. It's true. This is why the divorce rate is double. If you compare, you can go to ChatGPT, ask them, what's the divorce rate? They'll say the divorce rate is double when we compare it to Muslim nations, right? And this is the bitter truth. This is the bitter truth. All this time, they pushed women's rights. They pushed, how equal rights. They pushed women into the workforce. They tried to make her equal with men in every aspect of life. She forgot how to be a housewife. She forgot how to be a traditional wife. She forgot how to cook and clean. And they now see how destructive this has become, because you need balance in society. You need her to help out in the house while you work, right? But the husband comes home, there's no cooking done, there's no cleaning done, there's all this imbalance going on. Now they're both at work, husband and wife are both at work, they're both working at the same time, they can't really manage, there's an imbalance going on in the house and so forth. And society has pushed it to this. And let's face it, because of the economic increase, the interest rates, all the expenditure, now you can't have husband and wife. You can't have just a man earning. Unfortunately, it's a system of Dajjal that doesn't allow that anymore. So they wanted, because these really greedy people on top, who, the 1% of the population who wanted to accumulate all the money for themselves and enslave the entire population. So what we have now is people in the workforce working for the government, and they called it human rights, liberal rights. They destroyed families. They destroyed the fabric of families. And now, because of that, and then they started attacking the traditional household, the Muslim household. Oh, you're oppressing your women. You're telling her that she needs to stay home and she needs to cook and clean and blah, 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 blah. They started attacking the traditional household. Now, 30 years later, they're crying. They're saying, we don't have a house. We've made enough money, but we don't have a wife at home. We don't have a wife, right? She's at nightclubs, bars, pubs. She doesn't want to have children. They don't want to have kids. They want to adopt pets for children. So they're having a societal decline even in population. The Muslims are taking over. The ethnics are taking over. The migrants are taking over. They don't know what to do. So instead of saying, hey, man, we should, not have to work so hard. We shouldn't have to pay these governments so many taxes and spend $4 billion on Israel every annual year. Maybe that money should go back to us, back to the families, where we can go back to living traditional lives and things like that. Instead of saying that, they're like, oh no, we got to stop the Muslims coming. We got to stop the migrants. That's what's making our living expenditure out of the roof. That's why they're conquering us. That's why they're taking over. No, it is now, because you didn't want to fix it. You wanted to promote feminism, liberalism, human rights, about women and men completely equal in all aspects of life. And now you've taken the woman out of the house. Now she's become your CEO, her superior over you. Now you don't have a wife at home. You've just got a business partner. That's it. Your wife is just your business partner. And when that breaks down, the family union breaks down, what happens? What happens now? Now you're in strife. You're doing custody battles with your children. You're having meltdowns, trying to, she's taking over your assets now. You're having legal battles, right? And instead of dealing with feminism, you're like, instead of saying you need to remove feminism You're like, no, we need to remove Islam. We need to remove Muslims. So instead of dealing with the elephant in the room, you rather attack Muslims, which is completely a convenience for you because of your hatred against Islam, because of the truth of Islam. So instead of fighting and preserving your own from within and seeing what the rotten carcass is, instead of fixing the rotten carcass inside, you're saying, oh, okay, I'm going to try and fix immigration policies. Mate, whether Muslims come or not, you're still a rotting carcass. You're still a rotting carcass. Man, I live in a neighborhood, right? And I'll tell you right now. So I live in a little townhouse village, right? Like we have little townhouses, right? So we're pretty tight community here in Melbourne, Australia. My immediate neighbours on my right-hand side, they're both Australian. The house in front of me is a Chinese house. The one next to it is an Indian house, right? And the one on the left in front is a Greek house. All of the houses in front of me, they've all got children. The Asians got children. The Indians got children. The Greek, I think they have one children. I'm not sure. One child. The Chinese has got two. The Indian, I'm not sure, but I think it could be 2 or 3. I'm not 100% sure with that, okay? But I can guarantee you and tell you that the 2 Australians, as in the 2 white Aussies, besides me, they're middle-aged. They're like 35, 40. They've got no children. They've adopted a greyhound. They've got a dog, a greyhound. Now, ironically, the neighbour to my left, same scenario, but they're much younger. They're probably, say, between 28 to 35. They've also got a dog, no children. Right? No children. So this is a small little social experiment, even in my neighbourhood. This is the circumstance of these people. Because, why? They have given priority to work. They have given priority to living your life to the maximum, ultimate pleasure, because this is what these secular, atheistic, Protestant Christians, this is what they believe. They believe in ultimate secularism and ultimate pleasure, right? Ultimate pleasure for themselves. That you need to live life to the maximum. Don't really care about children. Why do you want to settle with children? Children are going to tie you down, right? You're not going to be able to go have fun and enjoy yourself and go to late parties. You really, what? You want to deal with a babysitter. You want to deal with, child support. You want to deal with raising children and wasting your life, nagging children, when you can live your life. So they prioritize all of this. And so what's happened is their generation is now being replaced. It's being replaced. Whether migrants come or not, it's irreversible. You can't sustain it anymore. This is why Pew Research said by 2050, Islam will take over Christianity. And a lot of Christians said, this isn't because of the truth of Islam. It's not because you're winning all the converts. It's because you're breeding like rabbits. In one aspect, they're true. But who cares? If we're going to take them over by breeding them out, that's a good thing. The Prophet ﷺ said, have big families. So if that is one aspect, and it's not the only aspect, we already know that there is a switch. So there's also a switch of converts. But if they want to talk about breeding, well, fine. We're going to overtake you by breeding. We don't need to bring swords. So this is what's happening in their society. This is what's happening in their culture. So feminism and liberalism has caused destruction for them. And now what's happening? SubhanAllah, what's happening now is amazing. It's amazing. Now you have the conservatives like the Trump supporters and so forth. It's like, we want conservatism. We want a traditional household. 20 or 30 years ago, I was telling them, wallahi, on these debate channels, I was telling them, Do not allow and give voice to this feminist movement. They are going to destroy you. They're going to destroy your society. All this, you're attacking Islam and the Islamic tradition. You are going to face the consequences painfully. You are going to wish what we have. We have a traditional household that you're trying to break. You're trying to say it's oppressive. But you are going to see in the long run, we are going to win and you are going to fail. And look what's happening now. Wallahi, they're crying. They're saying, we want the traditional wife. We want the traditional house. We want that because it's more warmth. It bonds the families together. It keeps the family structure together. We have less divorce. We have less child being born out of wedlock. We can't find women. And women are complaining they can't find the traditional man because they're no longer men. They're boys now. So the women are complaining of the same thing. Trust me, they are. These are the traditional ones, right? They're like, oh, we've lost them. We've lost them to LGBTQ. We've lost them to woke. We've lost them to secularism. You know, when a man and a wife used to go out, the man used to open the door. Now, there's none of that. There's none of that, right? When a man used to go out and take a woman out to a dinner, he used to pay for the meal. But now he's saying we both have to pay for it. Right? So who wins really? In one end, the feminists are like, oh, we've got our rights. But on the other end, now they have to pay for half the meal. So what's happened? It's costing her more, actually. Now they went after patriarchy. We don't believe in patriarchy. And now they're believing in it. Now they're saying, you know what? We need to go back. We need to go back to what we had it before. Now they've all lost their minds. Now they don't want to get married. We have a problem. There's a cultural shift happening now. And this is the destruction. Wallahi al-Azim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says this is their destruction. It's mentioned in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says this is their destruction from fighting against Islam, fighting against tradition, trying to reforming Christianity, reforming Judaism, turning to liberalism, turning to LGBTQ, turning to woke, allowing this to incubate and facilitate in their societies. They said, we don't care what homosexuals do as long as it doesn't affect us. As long as it doesn't affect, we don't care what they do. So they didn't put a stop on it. They gave them legitimacy. They passed laws and made it legal and said you can marry another man. A man can marry another man, it's fine. They allowed this. They said, as long as it doesn't affect me. But now it's affecting them. Because now it's become completely acceptable that now even their children are turning into homosexuality. So it's affecting them society. When the church wants to bless people in marriage, the LGBTQ are saying, no, you need to marry us as well. And if you don't, we're gonna say it's discriminatory. We're gonna close down your church. So now, yes, LGBTI is affecting them. Before they said it's not going to affect us. And this is why we say you played. You reap what you sow. In Islam, we believe, no, we don't allow them. And they called us oppressive. They said, you're intolerant. These are the same Westerners, the same conservatives that want conservatism back, the same ones that want traditionalism back. 10, 20, 30 years ago, they were saying you Muslims are oppressive, you're intolerant, you don't tolerate LGBTI, you don't tolerate human rights, you don't tolerate women's rights, you don't tolerate this, you don't tolerate that. And now they're crying. Wallahi, they're crying now. These are the traditional ones I'm talking about. The ones that are a bit more conservative, they want to come back to Christianity. They want to come back to the Bible. Right? This is their faith, wallah. And you know what's amazing? I'm 43 years old. I started Dawah when I was about 21, 22 years old. I saw those changes. I lived to see those changes. When at the start they were attacking Islam and attacking traditional values and attacking, saying, you guys are so oppressive, you're not tolerant enough. And now I'm personally seeing how the tides are shifted now. Although now they're so hateful and bigoted, they still say it. They will still say, oh, Islam is oppressive, This is their way of trying to troll Islam and try and tarnish Islam and try and keep people away from Islam, right? But the truth of the matter is, they would wish if their government was, had an iron fist, implemented some of those Islamic rules where it's Sharia, where they don't allow homosexuality, they don't allow abortion clinics, they've got strict rules on that. They don't allow women to just dress the way they want, going out in public and looking like garbage bags, right? They look like public toilets. Anyone can go and visit it, right? They understand. They are seeing all of the evils. They are seeing all of the evils, and they had to experience it, honey. It's like it's like a child, right? It's like a child. You'll say to the child, "Listen, don't go next to the fire. Yeah, it will burn you." And the child ignores it. You're like, "Listen, that's a campfire. That's pretty hot. Stay away from it, darling. That could hurt you." She doesn't listen, and then a coal falls on her hand and it burns her and she starts screaming, yeah? And you're like, darling, I told you, don't go that close to the fire, you're going to get burnt. And they don't realize the seriousness until it hurts them. Same thing, exactly what's happened with the secular liberalists, the conservatives. They went through the feminism, secularism, liberalism. They've tasted it. They've seen what it is for what it is. And now they've turned against it. But it's too late now. It's too late. You can't turn back the clock. The damage's already done. Because they're so desperate now, right? They don't know what to do. So that's why they're saying, oh, we need to stop the boats, because now it's like it's over. You can't sustain the population anymore. You can't. In order to change it, you need to, yes, if you're saying we need to stop Islam coming, okay, stop Islam coming. But the disease is within. How are you going to stop feminism? How are you going to stop liberalism? How are you going to stop wokeism? It's too far and beyond. The only way you're going to do it is you have to have a nuclear warhead. You need to completely annihilate and massacre the whole population, and you need to start again. That's what you got to do. It's over. The horse is already bolted. The horse has gone. It's bolted, and you're saying, it's gone. It's gone, finished. But this didn't happen by an accident. Allah says, when you plot and plan against Islam, Allah is the best of planners. Your destruction is this. Now taste it. You walked away from Islam, you turned your back on Islam, you fought against Islam, and now your destruction is here. You can't do anything. The only thing you could do now, is commit mass genocide and massacre. That's the only option that you have now. And that's what someone did. Brenton Tarrant went, grabbed the gun, went to a mosque and started shooting all these worshippers. He was that frustrated. But that doesn't work. Doesn't work. You can shoot as many. You can kill as many Palestinians you want. There's 1.8 billion of us. You can kill as many of them as you want. It's not going to work. Right? For every 50,000 you kill, will produce another 150,000. Allahu Akbar. But you can't do that. You can't do that. So you keep adopting pets and animals and a feminist wife. Yeah, you enjoy with that. Enjoy that for a moment until she takes custody laws. You miserable peasant. You're a miserable peasant. So that's it. That's it. Allahu Akbar.